You've got that crumbly, buttery base, a super rich, chewy caramel middle, and then that crisp, snappy chocolate top. I mean, when those three things come together, it's just absolute magic.
All right, welcome. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most decadent, delicious, and honestly rewarding things you can bake. Consider this your ultimate guide to totally mastering Millionaire's shortbread. So, let's get into it.
So, here's the game plan. We're going to break it all down into 5 easy stages. First, we'll cover what exactly this stuff is. Then, we'll build that perfect shortbread base. After that, we are tackling that all-important caramel layer. Then, we'll get that flawless chocolate top. And finally, I'm going to let you in on the real secret to getting that perfect clean cut.
So what even is Millionaire shortbread? Well, at its heart, it's a classic 3-layered bar. But it's really all about the contrast, right? You get that crumbly shortbread, the soft, gooey caramel, and that hard snap of the chocolate all in one bite. It is pure, delicious indulgence.
You know, any great recipe needs a solid foundation, and this one is no different. We're starting with the shortbread base, because honestly, if you get this part right, everything else just kind of falls perfectly into place.
And the best part about shortbread is how simple it is. You literally just need 4 things: some all-purpose flour, plain white sugar, some good quality unsalted butter, make sure it's softened, and maybe a little pinch of salt. That just helps balance out all the sweetness. And that's it.
And making it is just as easy. You just rub the butter into the flour and sugar till it looks like breadcrumbs. Then press that mixture down really firmly into your pan. Now here's a key tip. Prick it all over with a fork. This isn't just for looks, it actually stops the base from puffing up in the oven, so you get a nice flat foundation. Then you just bake it till it's a light golden brown.
Okay, the base is cooling down. Now it's time for the main event. This is the part that can make people a little nervous, but trust me, it's so incredibly rewarding when you get it right. Let's talk about mastering that caramel layer. This really is the heart of the whole thing.
For the caramel, you're going to need some sweetened condensed milk, butter, and light brown sugar, which, by the way, gives it a way deeper toffee flavor than white sugar would. Then some golden syrup and a bit of sea salt to cut through that sweetness. Oh, and a little pro tip, use a heavy-bottomed pan. That's so crucial for making sure the heat spreads evenly and you don't get any burnt bits. Now, listen up. If you remember only one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. This is the most critical piece of advice I can give you. Making caramel needs your full, undivided attention. So put your phone down, pause whatever you're watching, and just focus. This is where the magic really happens.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If you underdo it, you get a runny mess. If you overdo it, it turns into a rock-hard candy. So how in the world do you know when it's, perfect? You're basically looking for a complete transformation. When you start, it's going to be pale and pretty thin. But as you keep stirring, it's going to darken into this beautiful golden fudgy color. And you'll feel the texture change too. It'll get way thicker and actually start to pull away from the sides of the pan when you stir. That's the sign.
But for all of you out there who love being precise, here's your cheat code. If you have a candy thermometer, you are aiming for exactly 112 degrees Celsius, that's 234 Fahrenheit. This just takes all the guesswork out of it and pretty much guarantees a perfect caramel set every single time.
So just to run through it again, melt everything together on low. Bring it up to a gentle boil, and then you stir constantly for about 5 to 8 minutes, scraping the bottom until you see that color and texture change. Then you just pour that beautiful caramel right over your cooled base.
Okay, our caramel is setting up, and you know what that means. It is time for the grand finale, the crowning glory of our Millionaire shortbread, getting that perfectly flawless chocolate top.
And again, we're keeping it simple. All you're going to need is some good quality chocolate. Go with milk, go with dark, whatever you like, and just a little bit of a neutral oil, like vegetable or coconut oil. Oil in chocolate? Why on earth would we do that?
We do that to solve this exact problem. Because we've all been there, right? You make this beautiful dessert, you pull it out of the fridge, it looks perfect, and the second you try to cut it, crack! The whole chocolate top just shatters. So how do we stop that from happening and get that professional glossy look? Here it is. This is the secret. That little teaspoon of neutral oil is a total game changer. What it does is it just slightly changes the chocolate's chemistry so it can't set rock solid. And that means when you go to cut it, your knife just glides right through instead of shattering that beautiful surface.
And the process could not be easier. Just gently melt your chocolate, stir in that secret weapon oil till it's all smooth and glossy, pour it over your caramel, which should be fully set by now, and then pop the whole thing in the fridge to chill until it's firm.
Okay, the bake is assembled, it's chilled, it looks absolutely amazing, but we are not quite done yet. The final challenge is turning that one big slab into beautiful, clean, perfect squares. This is the grand finale. So whatever you do, please avoid this. The number one mistake almost everyone makes is pulling it straight from the fridge and trying to slice it with a cold knife. That huge temperature difference is exactly what causes the chocolate to crack and shatter, even with our oil trick.
So here's the foolproof way to do it. First, let it sit out of the fridge for about 20 minutes to take the chill off. Use those parchment paper handles to lift the whole thing onto a cutting board. Then, take a sharp knife and dip it in hot water. Now this is key. Wipe the knife completely dry. Then just press down firmly in one clean motion. Don't saw back and forth. For those bakery perfect squares, you gotta clean and reheat that knife for every single cut. I know, it's a bit of a process, but I promise you it is so worth it.
And once you have your perfect squares, what do you do with them? Well, in an airtight container, they'll last for up to 5 days at room temperature, and that's really where you're gonna get the best flavor and texture. If you need them to last a bit longer, they'll keep in the fridge for up to 2 weeks, but just know the texture will be a little firmer.
And there you have it, the complete roadmap. You've got everything you need to make a perfect, professional-looking batch of Millionaire shortbread. See? By breaking it down, we took the fear out of the caramel and the cracking out of the chocolate. So, now that you've completely mastered this classic, what baking challenge are you going to conquer next?